What's up, Common Sense TV? Back at you with another video. I was looking at some quotes today, and there were quotes on losing. And there was a coach, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of, John Calipari, and he had a good quote. And he said, "A successful person never loses; they either win or learn." And I thought that was powerful. I think a lot of people look at loss as being a final situation, and I disagree with that. I think learning is a powerful tool, and it's something that we all have to face. If you're trying to do anything greater than yourself, if you try to do anything other than work a job your whole life, or just do what you've seen anyone else do, which is just ordinary stuff, you're gonna have to fail at least once. I mean, no one makes it the first time. But I think in failure, you learn. There's no such thing as failure until you quit. And I just wanted to talk about that. You know, a lot of people think that you're supposed to be successful at something when you first try it. And that's just not the case. Many people who set out to do big things have failed the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. There's so many people. Thomas Edison with the light bulb. Many inventors have tried different products that they built, and they were unsuccessful the first time around. I mean, as a matter of fact, the people who built the George Foreman grill, which was back in the day was one of the most revolutionary selling products ever, the product was a flop for many years until they figured out how to sell the thing, which is put George Foreman's name on it and have him market the product, and it sold like hotcakes. But it was around way before he was even, a part of that project. And that's something we need to really understand, that failure is not final until you quit. And there's a lesson in losing. I think a lot of times this can apply to our lives, our personal lives, is that when we keep hitting the same bump in life over and over and over again, I think it's because we're not learning the lesson. We're not learning from that loss. And you're going to normally have to keep repeating a mistake until you learn the lesson that you need to learn to move on from it. And if you're paying attention, you're going to see the first time what went wrong, how I can fix it, and then you move on to the next stage or step in your life or in that project, whatever it may be. And two, I think that really to be a successful, humble, balanced man or woman, you have to learn how to lose gracefully. Some of the worst people in life who don't know how to lose, they throw fits. You see these people earlier on when they're young in sports. They have poor sportsmanship. They don't know how to lose. And that shows you it's a sign that they lack humility. If you don't have humility in life, I mean, chances are you won't succeed. Of course, if you're Donald Trump, you can succeed. But I mean, let's face it, not many people have access to the wealth he had and walked into a company that his father built for him. Most people just don't have access to that. Most of us have to figure out stuff for ourselves and build our own companies and our own reputations and our own networks. That's just the way that is. And I think it's just a part of life. You don't lose until you quit. And I think, again, we have to pay attention to learn to build upon what we've learned. If you've had a business and it failed, if you've had any type of project that you've tried and it failed, it's not a failure because you've learned from it. And then when you go to your next project, you're going to build on that, and that information that you learned and experience that you gained, it's invaluable. It's invaluable. So it's a process. And these things can't always be learned in class. It has to be hands-on. There's such a misconception. People look at the Mark Zuckerbergs and they look at all these CEOs out here, Steve Jobs, and they just think they were overnight successful people. I mean, Steve Jobs, failed company, fired from his own company. Everyone doesn't have an Elon Musk story where they just, succeed from day one. I'm sure he had some times earlier on where he failed. But again, he wouldn't be where he's at if he would have just given up. Can't give up. You have to keep pushing. Keep pushing ahead, and you're going to have what you want. But keep pushing ahead and learn. Learn from the mistakes. Anyway, thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Share the video. Drop me a comment. Peace.